22-year-old Alanna Wong suffers from an extremely rare sleep disorder called Kleine Levin Syndrome, commonly nicknamed Sleeping Beauty sickness.
Sleeping Beauty syndrome sounds so pretty, but it sounds like a great illness to have. There's nothing pretty about Kleine Levin syndrome. It's like a living nightmare, just like hell. Almost like I don't know if I'm dead or alive.
The disease is so rare that its effects have yet to be fully defined.
During an episode, I become extremely childlike. It's like I'm two different people. I describe it as a walking coma. It's extremely devastating.
Living with Kleine Levin syndrome has taken a toll on Alanna and her family.
Right now I'm completely healthy, and when I'm in an episode, I'm not even the same person. I'm not even Alanna.
Well, welcome Alanna and her parents Diane and Randy. Thanks very much for being with us. I'd never heard of this, and I know it took you guys a long time to get this diagnosis. Explain what you actually go through when you're having one of these episodes, because they go on for, it's not just like you're asleep for 8 hours and you wake up. These can go on for days and weeks.
Yeah. When I'm in an episode, I feel like I'm in a dream. I don't know if things are real or not.
What's the longest you've been trapped in one of these episodes?
8 months, and that was...
8 months?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yes.
And you say woke up, but I mean, to other people, she might have looked like she was awake.
Well,
yeah. During episodes, when I appear to be awake, I'm still in a sleep state 24/7. Like, during episodes, I can wake up and I can go to the bathroom, I can eat.
You can talk.
And I can talk even, but I'm not in a right state of mind. I'm completely different than I am now.
there are times where she has been in an episode and been gone for 3 weeks, and when she wakes up, she doesn't even know she was sick, and she'll think it's the day that it was when she fell, the day before she fell sick.
We've actually got some video, I think, that you took during one of these episodes, and you sound like really like a child in this. Let's play this.
Want to see what I made you?
No.
Yeah, I want to show you.
Is it for Christmas?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you keep it for a surprise, honey?
Look.
Oh. You wrapped it?
Yeah.
Oh. Thank you.
Do you remember that?
No, I have no memory of that.
Did people believe you? Because, I mean, looking at that, my first impression, if I didn't know what you were suffering, I'd say you're doing a bad imitation of a child. That this is you're faking this, or this you're play acting like a child.
So many people told me that I was faking it. People thought, that I just was choosing to be like that, but there is no choosing. Who would choose to act like a child? What 15, 18-year-old girl would act like a 2 or 3-year-old? No one.
It's so stunning to see. I want to bring in a world-renowned sleep specialist and best-selling author of the book called The Sleep Doctor's Diet Plan. Dr. Bruce is here. Dr. Bruce, come on up. You've been listening. How common, first of all, are sleep disorders?
Well, sleep disorders themselves are quite common. There are 88 known sleep disorders out there, but what's going on here is actually fairly rare. And when I saw it, I had read about it. I had never actually even seen it.
But, I mean, is she really asleep for months at a time?
People who have KLS can sleep for 18, 20, 23 hours in a day. They do get up and eat and go to the bathroom. They can even have a conversation during those particular times. But if you walk in there while they're asleep in their bed, they are out.
How frustrated were you when you would take her to the doctors over the years? I mean, what did the doctors tell you? Did they tell you it was a psychological condition?
She was diagnosed with everything under the sun psychologically. She was diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia, really?
Yeah.
And that's actually quite common to see a misdiagnosis in this type of situation. Of depression is a big one.
Yes.
Right. I'm sure that was tried, and I'm sure multiple
extreme depression
medications were probably tried as well. And sometimes that can actually make the situation worse, not better.
We had to take her to the hospital, and she was put on really heavy medications.
Right.
She did not wake up until I took her off of them 3 months later.
Wow.
And I didn't realize that was the first long episode she had ever had. Before that, they were only days. They were 3 to 5 days long.
And that's normal, what you're describing. These extended episodes are even more rare within a rare disorder.
When we come back, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk to the doctor who finally diagnosed Alanna and really changed her life. Also, we'll talk to a woman who texts people when she's asleep. She's going to get diagnosed for the first time today on our show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you getting tired?
No!
Huh? I think you're getting tired, honey.
Nobody likes me!
Oh, come here.
Baby hates me!
She loves you.
She said she hates me!
She would never say that.
She did do say that!
Come here.
Nobody likes me!
That was Alanna when she was having an episode caused by Kleine Levin Syndrome, which is a rare disorder that causes excessive sleep and extreme fits of confusion, sometimes lasting for months at a time. We're back with Alanna and her parents, Diane and Randy. Also joining us via Skype is the doctor who diagnosed Alanna finally after she'd been living with KLS for 7 years without any answers. She finally went to Dr. Keogh. Dr. Keogh, thanks so much for being with us. Did you immediately know what was going on with Alanna?
We saw her 2 separate visits to radiology about a week apart. On the 2 occasions, she was very, very different. On the first one, she was very vibrant as she is now. On the second, she was very somnolent, had very childlike behavior. So we did 2 complete sets of imaging to try and understand what was going on in her brain, so what the physiology of her brain was. And between the 2 occasions, they were completely different. She has real fundamental changes in the blood supply to the center of her brain between when she's symptomatic and when she isn't. So she has an underlying physiological abnormality that explains her symptoms or is related to her symptoms.
And can this be treated?
So the treatment is generally supportive. The time course for KLS is most people get better in their 20s. You know, I've seen her now over about 4 years, and she has come a tremendous distance from when I first saw her. I'm tremendously impressed by what she's done. She has, she and her family are committed to finding an answer so that she can know where she's going to go and what the time course is likely to be.
Well, why are you speaking out now? Because you've never spoke out about this.
The reason why we're speaking out is because it is so important for a KLS sufferer to have support. There is absolutely no choice in this. And if we are forcing our children to go to school when they can't go to school, or we're forcing them to do things that cognitively they just cannot do at the time, it is another cruelty. And it's a tragedy upon a tragedy to be misdiagnosed or go undiagnosed.
I can hear the emotion in your voice just talking about this.
And I just feel horrible for the souls out there that don't understand what is happening to them. And it is our hope one day we do find a cure and a treatment and a cause for this condition.